Good afternoon, everybody, to our colleagues in EMEA and the UK, and good morning to those joining from the US. So welcome to the Inoapps webinar on Oracle's Verified Software Asset Management Program. Before I introduce our speakers to you, Dave and Felicia, I won't be asking Felicia about how the weather is because she's based in California and it's probably a darn sight warmer than it is here in the UK and in EMEA. But I will warn you that you know how Oracle love their 3- and 4-letter acronyms, where you'll be hearing a lot about VSAM and some of the other acronyms as well that Oracle are using in this program. Just a little bit of general housekeeping for the webinar today. We will be recording this, so we will be able to use it at a future date. It'll also be on our website and our social media as well, so you'll be able to access a recording there if there's anything you miss. Everybody will come in muted, so you won't be able to talk, not initially anyway. If you have any questions, can you post those questions through the chat, and we will then deal with the questions either as we go through if they're relevant to a point that we're making, or we'll come to the questions all at the end. And at that point, we may well be able to access everybody and allow you to come off mute as well. So first of all, we have 2 speakers today, one of which is just entering the chat. So I'm going to go to the first one here. First of all, if I can ask Dave, could you introduce yourself and your role at Inoapps, please?
Yeah, thanks, Andrew. My name's David Stableford. I'm responsible for the commercial aspects of the license management aspect of Inoapps' business. I mean, some background about myself is that I worked for Oracle for 3 or 4 years as an account executive in the technology space, and then I left Oracle, and I've spent about the last sort of 8 years or so in the Oracle partner ecosystem. So I've got a fair bit of experience of dealing with software asset management from an Oracle's perspective, and also from the customer side of things.
Okay, excellent. Our second speaker is a lady called Felicia Parilo. She's from Oracle. She is still trying to get access to the webinar, so I will go to our first slide first, and I'll introduce you once she has moved on. So for those of you who don't know anything about Inoapps or are new to us, let me just give you a very quick helicopter view of Inoapps and our business. We are a global SI, absolutely 100% dedicated to Oracle. So we do only Oracle, but we do everything Oracle does. So we provide application, technology, hardware, services for both our cloud and on-premise customers. We manage our customers' applications and technology through our managed service and hosting teams, and we have a significant number of dedicated consultants around the world, over 400 consultants and over 400 customers globally as well. So anything Oracle we can help you with. Specifically, we're now going to be talking about software asset management and Oracle's new software asset management scheme. And perfect timing. So I will now just ask Felicia, welcome. You missed my preamble slightly, but I'm just going to ask you, Felicia, could you just introduce yourself and your role at Oracle?
Sure. Apologies for being late. You gotta love technology when I'm on a different platform usually. So I appreciate your patience. And thank you first off for everyone attending and allowing me to participate in this discussion today. My name is Felicia Parilo. I help manage a global team focused on the Verified Software Asset Management Program, so VSAM as we might be calling it today in lots of different fashions. I've been here at Oracle for 14 years, really focusing on helping customers and partners in that advisory role and really helping them understand their investments.
Okay, thank you, Felicia. So just before we come on to the scheme and a little bit more about exactly what it entails, Dave, I'm going to start with you. Could you just give us a really quick view of what software asset management, or SAM, actually is, and why it's important to customers?
Yeah, absolutely. I suppose in a nutshell, it's the sort of processes necessary for the effective management and control and protection of your software assets to make sure that you're gaining full value of the for the software that you've purchased, and you're not using any software outside of your license grants. and you've not got any software that you're unaware of that's sort of, you know, costing you support and things like that. So it's really sort of keeping you know, sort of keeping an eye on your software environment in its entirety, and making sure you're getting the maximum amount of value from that software.
Okay, thank you. So understanding exactly what SAM is, Felicia, from an Oracle perspective, can you give me a brief overview of the SAM program or the VSAM program that Oracle have created and what it means?
Sure, yeah. So more recently, Oracle has focused, of course, on customers and how you all as Oracle customers can do better business, right? How to help make you more efficient, give you that confidence. And the VSAM program is really an extension of that, building that confidence. So we're here and we created this program. Last year it went live, and we now have amazing partners in the program like Inoapps that are here to help give you that better confidence and understanding of all of your Oracle investments. In best SAM practices, this is everything, right? From what you want to do moving forward, what part of journey you're on to cloud, and helping gather that trust and relationship between a VSAM partner and you as the Oracle customer.
Okay, and Dave, what does Inoapps have to do to become part of the program? So it's not just a click a button and can I enroll. What process of Inoapps had to go through to become a partner in the VSAM program?
Yeah, so Inoapps has already had significant history around providing software asset management for our existing customers and being a 100% only dedicated partner. So we had that kind of background and pedigree. But we also had to go through, you know, sort of quite a number of accreditations and exams, and, you know, get customer sort of references and so on and so forth. So the whole team went through, you know, sort of Oracle had to, I suppose, fact check that we knew that we were talking about what we were talking about, and we can provide the value to the customers that Oracle expects its VSAM partners to do. So there's a fair few exams and accreditations from I mean, myself and some of the team did them, and our license analysts did slightly tougher exams, you know, sort of in ITAM and such like that.
Okay, so we've gone through the accreditations and the exams. Inoapps are now accredited. Felicia, coming back to you, what do you think the main benefits are of the scheme for the customers? Because this isn't just a partner program that you've devised for partners to become part of. There's got to be some benefits for customers to come into the program. What do you see those are?
Yeah, great question. So we really created this program for Oracle's customers, and it's really to give that customer choice and the customer options to be able to work with who they want as a trusted advisor in that advisory capacity to help them understand their investments. As us as the vendor and the publisher, for lots of various reasons, they don't want to work directly with Oracle. They can still choose to do that, but they might want a trusted confidant that is, you know, having all that guidance, having all that knowledge. So in this program, Oracle pushes that knowledge out to you all as the partners, as Inoapps as the VSAM partner, and then the trust and the building that relationship happens with the customer. So, you know, opting into this program is a huge one. Oracle is not defining who's in this program. If you as an Oracle customer works already with Inoapps in previous space, then that's great. We're just creating a container around it. Another benefit is working on how to optimize your Oracle investments, right? Some of you are early on the avenue for cloud. Some are very well developed and already in year 2 and 3 and 4 in the cloud space. So figuring out what works for your business, and Inoapps has a wide array of options to be able to see how to make you successful with your Oracle investments. The one that I also...
Okay,
sorry, real quick, the last one is the audit reprieve. So if you're in this program as an Oracle customer and you're working with Inoapps on a consistent, more long-term approach and services are delivered, then my team is responsible to working on getting an audit reprieve for you. So conceptually it's supported, but we do have to see where that audit reprieve language lives. And so to go through the appropriate approvals to get that audit reprieve, and that's another additional benefit from this program.
Okay, thanks, Felicia. And we'll come back to audit reprieve a little bit later, because it's clearly one of the key topics and one of the questions that we get asked a lot about customers. So, Dave, when you're talking to customers about the benefits that Felicia was talking about, how do you think they resonate with those customers? Are there any other benefits do you think that they can see coming from the scheme?
Yeah, look, I think over the years, Oracle's had a challenge in sort of its communication channels with Oracle customers, because of the audit sort of issues and the trust there and things. And I think this is really an opportunity to sort of break down that barrier and enable a sort of clearer communication with customers, and essentially let Oracle, through a trusted partner, to look under the hood, so to speak, of their Oracle investments, and then if they can do that, and they can have an open channel of communication with Oracle, then they can discuss future roadmaps and how to, again, I keep going back to the word value, and that's get maximum 100% value out of their existing Oracle technology. And then look at the roadmap about sort of their move to the cloud, or be it a hybrid approach, or right sizing for the cloud and things like that. It just makes things a lot easier, because the communication's a lot better. It takes away the fear of talking to Oracle, and for repercussions. I think it's great that Oracle have recognised that, and they've become a bit more sort of customer centric, and that's very much the heart that drives this program forward. So it's certainly sort of picking up interest and giving customers the comfort to be able to remediate or re-architect or optimize the environment before entering into the VSAM program, and having the clean bill of health from Oracle moving forward.
Okay, good. So we understand more about the benefits for our customers. Dave, how does the enrollment process work for customers? So we get somebody that's interested. What do we have to do with that customer to enable them to become part of the VSAM scheme?
Well, first of all, I think I'll stress this very much so, that it's very much a customer opt-in. So the customer doesn't have to join the VSAM program if they don't want to. But the process that we would go through would be the same process that we do for our existing software asset management customers, and we'd sign a non-disclosure agreement between ourselves and the customer, and then we'll collect all the data and their entitlements and contracts, and produce a baseline report, and that report would give them information on what software they're using, where they're using, if there's any sort of compliance issues or things like that, and then we can sort of talk to the customer. We can advise them on how that if there are any issues, and sometimes they're not. If there are any issues, we can advise that customer how to remediate or optimize or re-architect to the most cost-effective way to bring their software environment in line with what they're entitled to. And then once that's done, and I stress again, and the customer is happy for this to happen, then we present that report to Oracle. And as Felicia said, that Oracle would go through a process of looking at giving them an audit reprieve for the time that they're in the program. So, for instance, we could do a sort of a 6-month or maybe a yearly reassessment of their baseline report, and as long as that baseline report hasn't changed and they're still within their software entitlement, then Oracle will continue to grant an audit exemption, and outside of the potential cost of an audit, license cost of an audit exemption, it's also very sort of labor intensive and can be disruptive. It can move your internal teams away from a project that they're already working on, and cost a lot of money just because of resource intensive to have. So to have the comfort of not having being exempt from audits, and knowing that you're sort of within the grants of your license purchases is something that's very valuable outside of any potential sort of license costs.
Okay, so the important thing to note, this is a customer opt-in. This isn't an audit dressed up as in another guise. This is voluntarily, but the benefits there are that obviously the customer, once they have shared some data, and I'll come on to that in a moment, then you can look at other benefits like the audit exemption, etc. So Felicia, once we've got a customer interested, and we look at the enrollment process that Dave's gone through, what type of data does Inoapps share with Oracle. So just to give the customer a bit of confidence that the type of data that we're sharing with you isn't all sorts of details about all the environments and everything they've got and backward history and all that sort of stuff. It's what type of data is being shared.
Yeah, so a couple of things. So this is an advisory, like proactive program. So of course, all of the SAM services that Inoapps offers, whether it's the baseline or the cloud optimization, looking at some previous purchase would all be included in this. So I bring that up because the data that's shared, it's actually fostering the information between you as Oracle's customer and Inoapps as a VSAM partner. And the data that's shared back to us is actually not required every single service. The goal is that you have that confidence. We, as the vendor, have given them even more knowledge of their already existing services so that they can speak on behalf of Oracle and advise you as the Oracle customers in the best fashion, right? Multiple resolutions, multiple options. And so with that being said, there is some language in the agreement between us as Oracle and the VSAM partners that it says if Oracle requests, then we are going to request minimum content, which to Andrew's point is very, very minimum. It's not all the raw data. It would just be as a subset of that, right? What programs and what are the quantities, right? And that helps us with some of understanding the environment. However, just to be clear, to help with the spirit of this program, and the essence is that we at Oracle are not requiring that data to be sent to us. We do actually not want it. We want that relationship year over year and that value to be provided by the VSAM partner. And of course, you as the Oracle customers. So there is language in there that says if requested. However, we do not plan on requesting it. We do not want to do it, but for full transparency, you do need to know once you opt into this program that there is that potential. We just do not expect to act on it.
Okay, great. So the information isn't mandatory. The information is if requested. Okay, that's brilliant. So let's talk about the all-important audit exemption then. Felicia, what does a customer have to do? What's the process for getting the audit exemption? Are there any times that it wouldn't be granted? Is the norm for it to be granted? A lot of questions there, I know, but can you give me a bit more detail and the customers on the call a bit more detail about how that process works?
Sure. Yeah, it's an important one to kind of clarify or to make sure that there's a good understanding before the opt-in. So if your customer is working with you at Inoapps as a VSAM partner and services are delivered, and to Dave's point that the value is there, once a service is delivered, then that customer is eligible for the audit reprieve. And this, excuse me, this audit reprieve would be contractually binding to grant 12 months audit reprieve for the programs in this program. So currently right now we have database, Oracle database, Fusion Middleware, and EBS or e-business suite. And that audit language is because you as Oracle customer have worked with the VSAM partner to understand your investments better. So as Oracle views it is that you have more confidence, you know your environment much more better, whether it spans across multiple data centers, multiple regions, and you have that confidence and you know what your Oracle investments are. So we are getting this as an additional benefit. And that, like I said, is for 12 months. So come around 11 months or so, we would ask if it needs to be renewed because of all the previous services for that next 12 months that's been delivered, whether it's one service or 10 service, maybe you have a merger acquisition, maybe you're actually wanting to move more workloads to cloud, whatever your business need is at that time, then of course the long-term plan is that you're in this program for that duration, then you would have as a customer that audit reprieve for that time period.
Okay, that's great. So it's not just a one-off. It's not a program for somebody to come in and stay here for a period of time and then that's it. They exit. I think the idea, from what I get in, the idea is that it's an annual program almost, and I guess that on the basis of a review happening frequently, and presumably that's annually, is it, Felicia? That the customer can then stay into the VSAM program and potentially reapply and gain the audit exemptions for multiple years as well.
Yeah, the goal of this program is that it's not just transactional, it's a long-term value and a long-term relationship. So year over year, if you choose to opt in again, then there would be other needs that you have from Oracle's viewpoint for different services, whether it's just the annual baseline or it's also, looking at a previous purchase and seeing if it makes sense to renew or to certify, moving different workloads and different optimization options.
Okay, and Dave, during the initial review that we do, the baseline review and then the annual reviews thereafter, if there is a license problem found, it's not all about purchasing software, is it? This isn't designed. This program isn't just designed to try and find more opportunities for sales. This is to help customers manage their software estate. So there's other options for customers that they can do without just buying software. Isn't that right?
Yeah, very much so, very much. And I always like to say, get 100% value out of your existing Oracle estate, and that's exactly what it is. I mean, not only do they have potential of an audit reprieve, they're also in touch with Oracle licensing experts that can advise them on sort of any sort of new sort of rules and regulations that may be coming up in Oracle software sort of policies and such like. I mean, we can re-architect, we may be able to put them on different hardware, and if necessary, might be able to move some environments to the cloud. We could, sort of, look at their roles and privileges in sort of e-business suite, and essentially do all we can to reduce the. I mean, there's a lot of the time that customers can find themselves having an issue because of just poor housekeeping, and all it takes is a trained eye to be looking on their environment rather than them scratching their heads and thinking what's going on. So I've had, before the VSAM program, I've relieved, I say myself, the license analysts have relieved a lot of panic sometimes. That's sometimes a very, very easy fix. But, if it was to the letter of the law, then they'd have to buy licenses. But a lot of the time, it's just a misinterpretation of the rules. And I think that this VSAM program, allows any misinterpretation or misunderstanding of Oracle software licensing rules to be fixed rather than be sort of paid for, so to speak.
And Dave, just while you're there, so I sense there might be some skepticism from some customers around the Oracle's intentions for this program. I think we've already talked, or Felicia's already talked about the reasons why the program's there, and actually, the limited amount of information that's provided, if any. What are we hearing from customers about that?
Yeah, I think that the customers that we're gaining more traction with are customers that are already doing business with us or have done business with us in the past. So we've got that kind of trusted relationship, and I think it's just going to be kind of a matter of time and customers being aware of other customers or joining the program and receiving audit exemptions and the benefits of the program sort of moving forward. I mean, there's always been benefits around software asset management. I think it's a crucial aspect of your business if you're running any type of software. But I think in this instance it kind of takes away the concern that Oracle may all of a sudden send an audit letter through, because Oracle is aligning itself on the same side of the table as the customer, really. So and sort of talk about future roadmaps and so on and so forth. So I think once the customers get used to the benefits of being within the VSAM program, and again, I'll keep going back to the value of their software asset, their Oracle software assets. I think the tide will turn, and I think it will be good for the customer, and I think it'll be good for Oracle as well, just to keep those communications channels open and being able to understand what their customers' thoughts are, and from the customer's perspective, to be able to sort of understand Oracle's sort of future roadmaps and what further value can be derived from their existing Oracle software.
Okay, and Felicia, presumably that's the reasons Dave explained there is presumably one of the reasons why Oracle created the scheme in the first place, is to take away some of the skepticism and help these customers manage their assets better.
Yeah, I mean, in the industry, there's quite a lot of hybrid approaches, right? Not all eggs in one basket. And I'm really excited that Oracle has transitioned to focus the last 3 or 4 years on this customer centricity. And this is just an extension of that, right? You now have the industry, all Oracle's customers have Inoapps and other VSAM partners that are there to help guide you along the way and to be that trusted advisor. And you don't have to work with us as the vendor or the publisher. They have all of the knowledge from us as a group of licensed experts. They already had quite a wealth of knowledge. They just have expanded their tool belt, so to speak, with this stamp of approval. And we're really excited to just give this opportunity to customers because it's all based on their choice. If they want to opt in and work, great. If they want to keep doing business as usual, then that works great as well too. We just want more confidence out in the workplace for as it relates to their Oracle investments.
Okay, and just a couple of final questions on the limitations of the scheme. Felicia,
Sure.
the products that this scheme covers at the moment is a limited set, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's currently right now, we have expertise for Oracle database and all the options, Fusion Middleware, FMW also known as, and then eBusiness Suite, EBS. However, I will say in this industry, as we know, best business practices is that this team at Inoapps can work with you on all Oracle estates. So it's not just limited to that. As far as looking at your full investments, but currently right now, as we all know, Oracle has quite a bunch of products that we have these three as official expertises that are branded for this company.
Okay, good. And I guess the obvious question would be cloud coming maybe later, further down the line?
Actually, cloud is definitely an option, and we are working on updating the various different contracts to include that as well too. So it's definitely something that Oracle has pivoted to the last, we'll just say 2 years, and don't quote me on it. But of course, we want that to be an option, and it is in our product set. So it is a very valuable thing for partners to have a well-rounded hybrid approach for cloud as well too.
Okay, and you mentioned hybrids there a couple of times. So clearly there are obviously new things in the market from Oracle around approaches with Azure and some of the other clouds as well. At the moment, the VSAM program doesn't quite cover that, but presumably, Dave, Inoapps has got services for customers that in the interim that we can still look at cloud technology and cloud applications for customers as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, whilst the VSAM program focuses on three product pillars of Oracle, Inoapps as a business for a long time is 100% focused on Oracle, and that means their entire Oracle stack. So, for instance, something that's gaining quite a bit of traction at the moment is our sort of licensing and subscription SaaS review, uncovering any sort of unexpected usage, which we pull a usage report from the front console of the SaaS environment, and then we map any sort of contacts and privileges that have been sort of automatically uploaded, and essentially do some housekeeping and advise the customer where they may be doubling up on such privileges, and then reduce the unexpected usage. Again, it's looking upon the report with a trained eye versus never looking at the report makes a huge amount of difference. Future proofing as well, sort of right sizing if you're thinking of moving to the cloud, taking a snapshot of your current environment and then map that and see what it will look like in the cloud, and you can discuss any sort of future environments that you might like to add on to your cloud subscriptions, and that can save quite a significant amount of cost as well if you do it at the right time. And yeah, that's sort of anything really to do with Oracle, SaaS, cloud, or on-premise licenses. We've been doing a long time and have a lot of experience and a lot of case studies to reference, but the VSAM program at the moment is focusing on a small number of products, but I'm sure that's going to broaden out in the future.
Yeah, and let me just clarify.
Okay.
So that will happen really quickly. We're just finalizing the pieces, the last few months. So within a month or so, that will be included.
Okay, that's great. Thanks, Felicia. Thanks, Dave, for those answers and for the webinar. I've been monitoring a couple of the questions as we go through. So one of them specifically, and I'm going to ask Janie to see if there's anything else that's come on the chat while we've been talking. But I picked out two in particular. One is around Java. So Java seems to be quite a hot topic at the moment. I'm presuming because you said EBS database and middleware, Java's not included. Is that seem to be something that could be included in future? Is there a discovery tool for Java?
Yeah, great question. So it's currently not included in the actual expertise that the different VSAM partners have gained for all of their qualifications. But Inoapps and other partners can still advise on it, and it still is part of that, best SAM practices approach. Moving forward, we are trying to add to the product list in there. And that has been, of course, the highest priority, but we're just not at that time right now. So I can provide an update when I do have better details for that.
Okay, great. And then the second one I saw is the opt-out process. So let's say a partner gets into the scheme and then decides it doesn't want to be in the scheme anymore for whatever reason. Presumably there's an opt-out process. Can they do that at any time? Do they have to wait for the next review to come up or what?
So just like you can opt in, you can also opt out at any given time. The goal is that, of course, you're getting the value from the various VSAM partners in this program. And so if it doesn't work for your business model, then no problem for that. The goal, like I mentioned, though, is that it's not necessarily transactional. So it's not just one service and then you leave. The goal is that you've liked and retained that value, so you see the investments moving forward about your Oracle footprint. I will say too, I think, Andrew, there was a question about what would be a chance that Oracle does not grant or seek approval for the audit reprieve. And one would be if you opt into the program and then the customer just goes dark. So for example, Dave's group or anyone at Inoapps try to reach out, they try to do these amazing services and the value there, and that nothing transpired. And that's completely okay if it didn't work out for you as an Oracle customer. The one thing is that Oracle's granting and seeking the audit reprieve formally for each of you once the service is delivered, because that confidence is there in the Oracle investments. And that is truly, like I mentioned, the collaboration between the VSAM partner and the customer. So between Inoapps and you as the customer. If you don't do any of those services, the various ones, whether it's the cloud or the baseline or other ones, then of course Oracle would pause on granting that because you just don't have the investment. So the short answer is that if any of the customers go dark or don't work with the VSAM partner, of course by default Oracle is not going to extend that benefit to the customer.
Okay, that's great. I think that's all the questions, unless Jenny, I've missed any on the chat. Just while you're having a look at that, just to say, we have recorded this, we will put this out on our website. If you have any follow-up questions, clearly one of our account managers like Dave will try and follow up with everybody on the call. But if you have any other questions, could you email us at info@inoapps.com. And we will then be able to pick that up and come back to you straight away. So unless there's anything else, I will close off the webinar. Thank you very much, Felicia, for your time and coming in all the way from California. Thank you, Dave, and we'll wish you a good afternoon.
Thank you for the opportunity. Have a great day, everyone.
Thanks all.